music.
Alrighty, welcome to another episode of On the Clock, your college baseball and MLB draft podcast with Just Baseball Media. I'm Jared. That's Tyler. We got an awesome guest with us today, Cam Flukey out of Coastal Carolina. Cam, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. We're excited to have you on. We were at the College World Series. I got to watch you pitch there. I saw you at the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. So we've been following you all in Coastal for a while. So we've been excited to do this podcast. But first question we kind of kick off for guys is just give us a little bit information about yourself, your journey in amateur baseball, and kind of how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so I'm from South Jersey, Egg Harbor Township, if anybody's from that area. I chose Coastal. Coastal is the only school I've been at. I committed my junior fall, and ever since then, obviously, now it's gone. It's been amazing here. I love it here. Schnall, the first year head coach last year, new pitching coach. So now we get to return with the same staff. So it's gonna be a fun year to look forward to. And yeah, I love being a part of this team, of this coaching staff, and yeah, I'm excited to get after this season.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the success you all had at Coastal last year, right? It was probably one of the best in team history. What went into kind of building that team chemistry, right? With the transfer portal and things like that, there's constantly guys in and out of the locker room. But how did you all kind of build that chemistry early on and have it kind of maintain itself throughout the season?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of returners from my freshman year. A lot of guys that got a lot of playing time. So we had a lot of experience coming back just like within the Coastal program. And then I think the transfers coming in, they were all like, they just got right into it with us. Like there was I don't think there even was like a time where like it was a little like separated with the transfers. I think like once they got in, we started practicing. Everybody was super tight. And yeah, I just think we had like a very good locker room team. We had no problems the entire year. It was just like a super like no problem, relaxed, like just let's go play ball kind of team.
Yeah, I love that. And you all have one of the best pitching rotations probably in college baseball last year. Between Eichhoff, you, Morrison, how did you all build off of each other after each performance? Like, what was that like having those guys go out there, dominate each? Was it like a competition between all you guys? How did that kind of work each outing?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely was like a little bit of competition, like there, like it was like who could strike out more, like whatever. Like I don't think we ever really talked about ERA, but it was kind of just like strikeouts, like stuff like that. But no, we were super supportive of each other. We would all do a scouting report, and I know me and Morrison, because we had similar stuff, we would talk about it before every Thursday we would talk about it, and we would just like see like what hitters, like what we saw with certain hitters, like what can be like a 2-strikeout pitch, like stuff like that. So I think we all like talked after every game, like, and Eichhoff being a veteran, we always went to him because he's been through this multiple times with a long season. So if we needed like advice or something from him, like a little like tweak in the back or something, like, I mean, I'm sure he's been through it. So we just went, asked what he did, and he gave us good advice every time.
I love it. Tyler, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the jump that you had from freshman to sophomore year. Especially with just delivery itself in the arsenal, because your velocity jumped up, the stuff got sharper, and the command ticked up too. So what was the biggest thing that you had worked on with Coach Williams to kind of tap into the potential that you had, and then obviously turning that into a stellar sophomore campaign for the Chanticleers? I can't remember exactly how to phrase that. And I don't want Coach Schnall to come into my face and tell me I'm wrong. So
yeah, it's Chanticleers. Yeah. You got to make sure you get that right. Now, first I'll start with like the mental side. Williams is a very big like mental side, like wants to focus on that. So he actually hooked me up with one of his. He's worked with him in the past. This guy named Zach Sorensen. I think he works with the Reds, but me and a couple other guys would hop on a meeting every week with him. And once the season started, it'd be like just an individual. We talk about the outing, but he gave us a lot of like things, like processes to do when you maybe get in trouble or stuff like that during an outing. And then he sent me a couple books to read. So I read a lot at the beginning of last season. I kind of stopped once the season started. And then mechanical side is I kind of cleaned up my delivery. I had a little bit of like an early sit. So I stayed tall on my leg lift, and I'd have a problem with pulling off a lot. So Williams used the core velocity belt, like plyo drills, stuff like that, just like constant working with me. and I just cleaned up my delivery a lot. Like it was a battle throughout the season not to pull off. And so it was just trying to be able not to pull off without thinking about it. And that pretty much was the goal throughout the season.
Awesome. And then I do want to ask this because obviously you get to face LSU in the College World Series finals. What was the mentality for you guys going into that game? I understand like a lot of people labeled you guys as Cinderellas, but for a team that had won 27 straight up to that point, Cinderella wasn't exactly the right term to really label you guys. So I'm interested to hear like what the mindset was going into that.
Yeah, I think it was like that was one thing about us is there was no like I don't even think any of us were really like nervous. I mean, maybe like a little anxious before the game, but like I mean, like you look at our season, we went into Auburn, and that was probably the nervous I was all season, going into Auburn in front of their like record crowd. And that was when I got like true nerves. But like honestly, in the national championship, especially in a stadium like that, it kind of just feels like background noise. Like it's not even like it was that loud, like on the mound. But nah, I think we just went out and played. I mean, obviously it didn't work out in our favor. But I don't think we went in, played nervous, played like tight or anything. I think we just played and they ended up beating us at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's definitely a takeaway. I kind of look at it. Like, I think looking back on it, like the run that you guys went on was stellar. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It just happened to be you guys ran into a better team. And I think that's just the way things go at this stage, especially. But the next question I do have for you, comparing those fans to what you guys have at Coastal itself, having been down there a couple times, that stadium is electric. I think it's one of the most underrated ballparks in all of the country. And I think the fan base itself is fantastic. So, comparing that to like, again, an SEC school where they always say, it just means more. How much does it mean to you for that to have that kind of fan base behind you guys every single week, even if you guys are a mid-major?
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I remember my regional start against Fairfield where it got backed up like 4.5 hours. Like I was almost fully warmed up when the game got delayed. And I'm going back and forth. Like I'm trying to stay warm and I go out and finally like get to go out on the mound or get to go out and play catch. And I look and there's still like 2,000 people there. And I'm just like, wow, like it's pretty impressive for like at 10:30 at night at a mid-major, there'll still be 2,000 people there. They were loud. I think by game time there was almost 3,000, and it was a really cool experience. And then just throughout the playoffs, like at Auburn, like honestly, we could barely hear their crowd because of how loud our section was. Like it was a really cool experience actually. And then I mean Omaha is a little bit of a unfair advantage for LSU there, but
they travel pretty well.
Yeah, I mean our fans tried. I give them it for trying.
I was gonna say when I was at the Sun Belt, like you guys were packed out, the crowd, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, they're traveling real well just for the Sun Belt tournament.
Yeah, no, our fans were great this season. It was like unbelievable to see how many people actually came out to see us play.
Hey, deserving team deserves a good crowd. That's all I get to say on that one. But I do have one more question before I turn it back over to Jared here. If there's anything that you want to work on over the course of next year, it could be mentally, physically, just anything in general. What is it that you want to work on and why?
My main goal is putting on weight. Obviously, that's just to stay strong, stay healthy throughout the season. And then also just refining the off speed. I think that final game against LSU, my slider was the best it was all season. And I didn't really throw it much all season because it was pretty inconsistent. So just getting that to a consistent movement profile, and then obviously just refining every pitch. Like you can always get better. So that's just the main goal, cleaning up the throw, still doing that. But yeah, my main focus right now is putting on weight, getting stronger to be able to stay healthy for the whole season.
Okay, perfect. And then, of course, still got the good old curveball in the back door, right? Back pocket.
Yeah.
Now No, I was going to go just kind of building off your individual success. For you as a team this year, after all the success you all had last year, kind of going into 2026, I got to imagine I know what the goal is, but for you all, how do you kind of build off of that momentum and get yourself kind of prepared for this upcoming season?
Yeah, it's a new team. It's a new goal. I mean, it's the same goal, but it's a new season. We have a decent amount of returners, so we have people to kind of lead the way, and our coaching staff. He actually said in a meeting the other day they're going to rely a good amount on last season, on how they like work through the team, like work through the practices, because obviously it worked out. But no, it's a new team, so it's not. There's no looking back at last year and like still reminiscing or anything. Like the goal is going to be going back to Omaha, and anything short is not what we want. But yeah, I think we have a good team coming up, and we'll see in practices.
Yeah, I love it. I kind of wanted to dive a little bit more into the coaching staff as well. Like just playing for Schnall and Williams, what has it been like having that transition of Schnall becoming head coach, and just kind of getting to learn from those guys?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Obviously, Gary Gilmore is a legend, and Schnall is always thankful for him being able to learn behind him. But Schnall was great last season, entered some new ideas. And then Williams coming in, obviously you can tell he transformed the pitching staff pretty impressively. I mean, if you look at Lynch, like you look at his year last year, or like the year before last year, and it was not great. And then he ended up with like a 0.54 or something in divisional college baseball. I haven't seen many seasons like that. And then Morrison, I didn't like, honestly, I didn't think Morrison, if you asked me in the fall, I didn't think Morrison was going to pitch in the spring. He was going through a lot of like hard times, struggle with his arm. And then obviously he had the season he did. So Williams we call him the Messiah. He's very good. He knows his stuff. He works very hard. And he wants you to succeed more than you want to succeed. So working with him is super fun. Every single day we're talking about, even in 90 feet catch play, we're talking about what I can change, what I can do better, how I need to stay more consistent throw to throw. I mean, he's one of the hardest working coaches I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love it. We're going to wrap up with some more fun rapid fire type questions here. So first one I got for you is, what is your favorite pitch to throw? I probably know the answer, but yeah, that's what I figured. Is it your favorite like go-to strikeout pitch, or is it just your favorite pitch overall?
No, it's just my favorite pitch. I tell Williams all the time, I'm like, if you call a fastball, I can't shake it off. Even if I want to throw another pitch, I can't shake off a fastball.
I love it. If you could face one MLB hitter right now, who would it be? And I'm assuming I know the answer to this second part, but like, what pitch would you throw first?
I think it would be Mike Trout. He went to a high school 30 minutes from me, and I'd throw a fastball.
Yeah. Just let it eat. See what happens.
Yeah. See what happens. See how good I am.
Yeah. So when you're not training, when you're not pitching, what are some of the things you do off the field, right, to relax or get your mind off the game a little bit?
Yeah, I love going to the beach. Coastal's 20
Makes
minutes
sense.
from the beach. Yeah. And at home, I'm 20 minutes from the beach. So a lot of the times, like Tuesday, if I don't travel midweek, I'll go by myself, just relax on the beach, throw an AirPod in, and just relax, kind of decompress.
Yeah, I love it. What's the go-to food spot in Coastal?
Food spot, I'm gonna have to say Jimmy's Hibachi. It's like 5 minutes from campus, and it's quick, 5 minutes in and out, and it's pretty good food.
I love it.
I'm gonna write that down for my own use here.
Yeah, Tyler's gonna be out at
year.
Coastal. So if you could swap out any one of your pitches for another person's pitch, who would it be, and what pitch and why? Kind of a loaded question, but
yeah. I'm gonna have to say Kumar Rocker's death ball. I've been trying to get a death ball for a couple seasons now, and it's hard to figure out. It's hard to pitch to throw.
I love it. Do you have any pregame rituals or superstitions before you pitch?
I have to listen to the same 5 songs when I heat my arm up, and I always shave. I always pitch clean shaven.
Love it. Do you have a potential walkout song for 2026? Is it going to be the same as 2025?
No, it will not. I've been thinking I got to go big this year, so I gotta really think about a good one. I'm not sure yet. I have a couple prospects, but there's nothing set in stone.
I love it. Well, Cam, we can't thank you enough for joining us on the Clock. We're really excited to watch you all play this year. Excited to see what Coastal can do. Excited to see what you can do on the mound. So appreciate you taking the time with your busy schedule, and we're wishing you nothing but the best, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.